or how the information of his arrest came about, or what led to his arrest. All of those details are not being shared, or they're very murky details with regards to whether or not this person was involved in any of those activities, and if he was involved in those activities, what are the evidences. So very little has been shared with the Pakistani media or the Pakistani journalists here. But again, I mean, how the modus operandi usually is in these cases when it comes to military affairs, and this person is being accused by the Pakistan Army of being involved, was accused of being involved in activities, and was accused of being linked to the Indian military. So in that sense, it's sort of a military affair that we saw, and how it has been being reported and being disseminated.
Right, request you to please stay on with us, both Taha and Kartiki. We'll just come back to you. Zaman Khan, human rights activist from Pakistan, is now joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Your first thoughts on Kulbhushan Jadav getting a death sentence?
Let me admit that I'm totally ignorant. I have not heard yet that he has been awarded death sentence by military court. You know, unless I know the details, I can't comment on it. You know, but generally I would say everybody should be given a fair trial. It may be spy, or it may be involved in any heinous activity.
Right,
that's what my general comment is. That everybody has a right to give a fair trial. I can't say beyond that because I'm totally ignorant about all this. He was a spy, allegedly by the Pakistan government. He was involved in sabotage activities, terrorist activities, blah, blah, blah. It has been in the press. But I don't know about the latest situation, how he was tried, and he is just given the sentence. But being human rights activist, demand, and I suppose that he must have been given a fair trial according to the law of Pakistan.
All right, Zaman
Everybody
Khan
should be given a fair trial, and then sentence should be passed.
All right, Zaman Khan, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast with those views and perspectives. Getting a quick update again from our Pakistan Bureau Chief Taha Siddiqui, who's been joining us all throughout with the latest. The sentiment just put forth by human rights activist Zaman Khan there, Taha, that everybody should be given a fair trial. To what extent is that sentiment at all shared on ground in Pakistan?
Well, there has been a lot of questioning with regards to how the judicial process has been when it comes to trials that the military is conducting, and not just these trials when it involves some international espionage, or it involves some international players, but even at home locally here, there is a big question mark on the operations of military courts, which have been running in the country for the last 2 years, and these courts came in existence after the military pushed for them, saying that they wanted to create these trials and without any sort of intervention from the media, without any sort of public transparency, and that is how things have been going, and there's been a bit of criticism on it from human rights activists, and how basically because of the fact that there's no information that is shared with the media personnel, even with the families of these people at times. Legal access, lawyers that can represent them are not given access to them, and usually we see that the military releases a statement saying that so-and-so person was involved in activities which were terrorist activities or militant activities, and that is why these death sentences were awarded to them. But no other information is shared with the media, and at many times when we try to get more information from the military, we're not given any more information, and only very selected sort of information is shared. So in that way, the transparency of these trials is questionable, and people have challenged that in the past, and we've seen that even some of the people have gone to Supreme Court to get some relief from when it comes to trials by the military courts, but still, because of the fact that it's military affairs and it's sensitive, even relief from the Supreme Court has not been forthcoming with cases with regards to when it comes to military trials.
Absolutely. Transparency of the trial there being questioned. Kartikeya, this is indeed a situation where we do expect the Indian side to respond strongly. Where, in your view, can things head from here from the Indian side, particularly given the fact that the MAA has been demanding consular access to Kulbhushan Jadav, which Pakistan has been denying?
See, what India can do is to actually diplomatically protest. But the man is inside Pakistan.
Yes.
He's been tried by the military court. We have seen that even in the Sarabjit case, the Supreme Court, as Taha was mentioning, he did not get reprieve from the Supreme Court of Pakistan. So in terms of the judicial interaction on subjects like this, we know what have been the outcomes. So the issue is, what are the options available? But there aren't much options available. So, diplomatically you can protest. But the fact of the matter is that the die has been cast. Now, since the tribunal, military court, has taken a position, so even if it goes to other higher courts, or even if, he moves to other courts, the basic case has been settled. So, the premise of the basic case, the things will have to be looked into. And in Kulbhushan Jadav's case, what can happen? It will turn into imprisonment for life.
Right.
Even if I would say that there's 0.1% chance of things turning around, but that's not the way things work internationally, and this is India-Pakistan relationship.
Right. Request you to please hold that thought there, Kartikeya and Taha. Please stay on with us. We also have Raghu Menon of Amnesty International joining us now on the broadcast. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking with us. Your initial reaction on Indian national Kulbhushan Jadav being handed a death sentence in Pakistan?
As a matter of principle, Amnesty International across the world is against the use of death penalty, which we feel is an arbitrary and unfair form of justice. More than that, I think at this point, because we are also just hearing this news, we would also have to see whether there are fair trial concerns in this case. As we have seen in the past, especially in the past few years, Pakistan has actually gone ahead and executed a large number of people, which we had raised several concerns about. And also, the fact that a lot of these cases are being adjudicated in military courts, which are not courts of justice, unaccessible to civilians, and are courts of discipline. I think that all these issues come together. But at this moment, we would definitely have to say that we do not condone death sentences. Death sentences have absolutely no place in any kind of rule book, and that should be completely taken off.
To what extent, in your view, and how strongly should the Indian side take this up?
I think the Indian government, other important actors who have any sort of influence with the government of Pakistan definitely need to get involved. But this is not just in Kulbhushan Jadav's case.
Yes.
It has to be in all cases where people are on, the death row, because we need to push countries like Pakistan and others, including India, who use the death penalty. We should push them towards the moratorium and hope that this would be completely abolished.